Hello. Good thanks. Good thanks, mate. Hello. Oh. Whoa. I feel like I'm going a little bit crazy sometimes. Narrating things to myself on the chart, like I'm talking to myself. But it's Tuesday, about 10 minutes before the open. It's the 4th of August now. Beginning of a new month. Be interesting what happens this month. Last month was a big bear bar. I was just thinking this morning in the shower how this month could end up looking at the end of the month. Like another big bear bar? Or will it be just the beginning of another buying phase after a pullback on the monthly chart? Be interesting, nonetheless. Also, I don't know about the time of year, like August. Is that time when people are coming back from holiday, summer break, or when they're going on summer break? I don't know. Is it a quiet period? Certainly last month had some big moves. Let's mark out the chart and get started. I think that was the low yesterday, was it? Yeah, it was the low created earlier in the session. About an hour into the session, the low came for the day. I think it closed sort of neutral. I didn't watch it. Yeah, okay, so it closed up here. It closed near its high. Tried to break out of the high of the day, and then it just stayed there. I was actually trying to go long here during this bear channel. Made a little bit of money, but I wasn't able to capture this whole thing. I was a little bit distracted with, took my car for a service and I was on the phone to the garage right during this, when this breakout happened after the break. I was here, I was watching this and I'm on the phone talking to this guy who's trying to upsell me to get new tires, new brakes, everything. I'm just like, I'll change the brakes when I see the warning in the car for brakes. And I'll change the tires when I think I need to. I'll change the tires when I start aquaplaning on the road. That happened to me once. I was driving. I was at university, and I had like a couple of jobs. I was working in a fish shop, cleaning a fish shop, and I was also, I can't remember what other job I was doing, but I was doing like, like nothing jobs. The fish shop paid me like $200 a week. Cleaned it 5 days a week. No, 6 days. Yeah, Sundays the boss cleaned it, but I cleaned it every other day after business hours. So I didn't have much money. I was like trying to put myself through uni. So I didn't change the tires on my car. And I was going 80 in the 80 zone. And I had like the slightest bend in the road. And the car just aquaplaned. I spun out. Like in the middle of the highway. That was a bit scary, but I didn't crash. Nobody was on the road, luckily. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I'll push those tires to the end. Yeah, I noticed every time at 9:45 here in the morning, like 15 minutes before the actual session is supposed to start. There's always a big move. Always. Here, yesterday 9:45, this bar's huge. Always at 9:45, the bar's huge. I think here, yeah, 9:45, this bar, huge. So I don't know what that is. Like, trading opens 15 minutes early. The actual stock trading opens early. Just gotta check news here real quick. So Tuesday, ISM US. Japan, there's monetary base. I don't know what that means, but that came out 10 minutes before the market opened, so like 4 minutes ago. Monetary base, whatever. Some news, Australia. It's all yellow folder, so nothing. Oh, 10-year bond auction, Japan. Low impact expected. I don't know about that. 10-year bond auction in Japan. I thought that was pretty important, but maybe it's not. That comes at 1:35 p.m. So I don't have to worry about it for now. Okay. Well, I have been sort of trying to change routines to trading the Asia session instead of the Europe and US because those happen um, at 5 p.m. here now, Europe, and 11:30 p.m. for the US. I've been trying to start trading the Asia, looking at Nikkei, and for the first time I feel like the routine is now, been doing that for 2 weeks, but I've still been occasionally trading Europe and US, making money, but just kind of regretting it because I'm staying up late. But for the first time yesterday, I traded Monday, traded a couple of hours, or 3 hours, I think. Made some money, and I was happy to just leave it alone, just leave the charts alone for the day, not touch Europe, not stay up for America. And I was just very happy. I'm feeling reasonably rested. And yeah, just gonna see what today has in store. Right now it's breaking out above yesterday's high. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to touch this pre-market here. This pre-market bit here, where the market moves a lot here in the 15 minutes before the session opens. I suppose could have bought something, but I think I'd just rather wait for the session to open and wait for a few bars. I mean, what could happen, I suppose, is what happened over here on this day. Can't remember where it was. There was a day when it rocketed up in the pre-market here. This one. And then as soon as it opened, it just rocketed up more. And it was a big breakout. It got reversed later, about an hour later. It got reversed, but it was a good rally here that you could trade. A lot of points. Yeah, like over 1,200 points. It went up. This is a big bar now. Big climactic bar here out of this bull channel. So it's climactic. Very much climactic. Weekly. Weekly is trading at the high of the week. It's filled a gap to the prior week, I suppose. It's gonna open in a minute, 50 seconds. Yeah, I was wondering if yesterday the market wanted to fill this gap on the 4-hour chart. And it did do that. Look, despite the fact that it was a trading range open in the whatchamacallit, Asia, it eventually did come down and fill the gap here to this breakout. Oh, that's incredible. I would have thought that that is a sign of weakness from the bulls, but they're stepping in heavily now. They stepped in pretty heavily down here. Interesting. I think there are potentially some measured moves on the cards. Something. If it goes up, I probably want to come up here somewhere where it makes a measured move of this whole range that was created in the last couple of days of last week. I imagine so. This would be their target if any bull bought above this. They would want a 1-to-1 at least measured move. But this gap fill here sort of is seemingly a little bit weak because this thing pulled back more than 50% from the high of Friday. I'm not sure, but there are targets above, I suppose. Or maybe a target has been hit. Maybe it's going for this measured move. I'm not sure. But a measured move of this entire range here would be up here. Which is, well, it's a couple of thousand points higher, so it would need to rally a lot. It's trading at 64 now. It would need to go up to 65.9. I don't know if that's possible today, but it may do it eventually. Probably will do it eventually. Maybe at some point this week, who knows? Mm-hmm. Yep. Big breakout bar from yesterday's high coming out of the pre-market. Yesterday's bar looked slightly bullish with a tail on top. There it is there, daily bar. It actually closed up here in the regular traded hours. And the tail on it is not that big. It's tiny. Because the high of the day was here, and the close of the day was there during the regular traded hours, and the open was right here, so... Oh, it's actually a small bear bar, wow. That's interesting. It's actually a small bear bar because it closed below the opening price. So it's a small bear bar with a big tail on the bottom and a small tail on top. Fascinating. Fascinating. Fascinant, no. Fantastisch. Gesundheit. Adios, amigos. Looks like it's encountering a bit of resistance above yesterday's high here. First 5 minutes was bear bar. I'm just gonna have to step away from the computer for a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. Had to urgently step away from the computer. Which I hate getting distracted early in the open. Fuck, I should be selling, I think. Yeah, I was thinking about selling right here, below this little bull bar. Maybe for a gap fill down, I don't know. I'm gonna sell the market here. I've got a really tiny position on, a $1 a point, just because the volatility on the open is big. I don't want to take any huge risks, and I probably don't need a stop loss of 300 points. Make it 200. Just above these couple of 2-minute bars. What I'm doing is selling, attempting to sell below the low of the day, below bar 1 on the 5-minute chart. Okay. The market's already up quite a lot. From yesterday's close, like 400 points. So I don't know what's happening, but I see that there is some resistance above the high of yesterday. And right now, it looks like it wants to go down. So I'm selling short. I don't know why it's doing it. But there are some sellers showing up above yesterday's high. I don't think I need to stop at the high of the day. So I'm pretty sure if it reverses up, it's going to have another leg up. Do I wish I'd taken a larger position? Yes, but at the same time, my probability on the open is not all that good. My hit rate is not all that good on the open. So I don't want to take huge risks, and also the market moves a lot in the open, many points. So it moves very, very quickly to the point where I can't react properly. So just keep my risk a bit lower, uh, since I know that fact that my probability is not super high on the open. Just keep it sane. Can always take bigger risks, but if I lose a lot of points on the open, it's going to be very hard to make it back when the volatility dies down. So I just take a tiny position. Thinking about potentially adding on. I think I will add on here. Slightly increase my exposure. So having a coffee here. Take profit here at the close of yesterday. Um, See if there's any kind of buyers here. If not, if it just keeps selling off. And I think I was sort of thinking also potentially that it is appearing as though it's around a measured move of bar one, or at least of this failed breakout bar. So this was a breakout and that failed. So it's a measured move right there at the close of yesterday. So it seems like, to me at least, to my amateur mind, it seems at least like potentially some profit taking at this level will happen, but it seems to just be going down more right now. So maybe I'm wrong about that, but I didn't actually put in a stop loss on my second position, but the most I was risking was $200. I have another screen here which is open, and I have the ticket that I'm ready to get out if I see something bad that I don't like. But my risk was like $200. I think that trade made me around $400. So I don't think it was bad to take profit there. A 2-to-1 scalp on the open. I've definitely done worse things in trading than take 2 to 1 profit. Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, it could be a big sell-off. It could be going to the yesterday's low. But just keep it sane, keep it logical. Don't need to hope that every single trader is going to make me rich. Just a little scalp. This idea works for me really, really, really well in terms of scalping. I see what I think is a breakout, and then a potential, an attempt at a reversal, and then I sell below that reversal attempt as people are getting stopped out who are trying to trade a reversal there. And the same thing works in the other direction. I saw a trade yesterday that I missed because I was busy talking to the fucking mechanic. This one here. As soon as the break finished, there was a little setup here on the 2-minute chart where the market was going up, and then bear channel, little flag, and then it had this bar. It's like, you can see it's kind of like at the start, just before the break ends. And I thought, wow, I could have taken a long here, but I was talking to the fucking mechanic. If I'd taken a long there, above, so a breakout attempt, a pullback, and then just buy above that, put my risk there somewhere, and then just trail my stop up on the 2-minute bar, I would have been stopped out up here. Of course, I would have taken it in bigger position size, at least like $4 a point. Would have been a good trade. That works for me really well in terms of scalping. Buying or selling a breakout, and then if I see a reversal attempt of that breakout, of a strong breakout, I'll just buy above it or sell below it. I thought that this is a potential bear breakout, and then a reversal attempt, and I decided to sell below it. I think I'm just gonna wait now until the second 15-minute bar closes in six minutes. See what happens. There is a little bit of profit taking around the close of yesterday, it seems. Small pullback, tiny. I think it's sort of a sideways pullback on the 1-minute chart here. Sideways. You'd think it's probably a bear flag, it's going lower. But let's see. A bear target has been hit though. Measured move down off the failed breakout. I think I've often seen the bar that happens before the open on the 15-minute bar get completely reversed. I've often seen that happen. saw it yesterday. Yeah, yeah, here yesterday. Big bull bar. And it just got reversed. And even here, it actually went up a lot, but eventually it all got reversed. Yeah, I don't know what is happening. All I know that the market is on the 4-hour chart. It's in a big bear channel, and it's right now. It traded up to the channel line roughly yesterday, and today it did the same, I think, and found more sellers trying to step in. Let's see here. If I can potentially draw a channel line. Something. Oh, look at this. Wow, look at that. Like, to the tick on the 4-hour bar. And then it didn't actually get back up there today, but there was some sellers built above the high of yesterday. Which I suppose is not too surprising because yesterday it turned out to be a small bear bar. So a bad buy signal bar on the daily chart. To buy above it, you're buying above a bear bar in a bear trend. Mm. Imagine many Nikkei investors or traders or whatever are thinking can probably find better opportunities to buy the Nikkei than above a bear bar in a bear trend near the high of the bear channel. So maybe that's what they're thinking. Who knows what they're thinking? They're thinking something. They're probably thinking that, you know, it's just going down on the larger time frame. Maybe they're spacing if they're buying, um, hoping for more. Um, I think probably it's going to turn into a trading range here on the monthly chart before it goes down. Probably have another test of the highs at some point. But maybe the investors or whatever, maybe they're thinking, I'll buy in small pieces as it's going down. Buy pullbacks or something, I don't know. But I don't think that, like you can see it in gold, where, oh, gold is on the monthly chart not looking all that great. But it went into a trading range for like 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's sort of looking bad again. Yeah, I thought like before it reverses down completely, probably go into some kind of trading range. So maybe in the Nikkei, it'd probably come up here a little bit, maybe. Some kind of test of the highs before it were to go into a bear market and like totally sell off to the 200-week moving average or something crazy. It just seems so unlikely to happen because it's up here, it's so far away. But you can see that it, yeah, it does do that. It always sort of comes back to the average. So the moving average is, it's not unimportant. Yeah, but I'm more concerned with the price action on the intraday chart. Yeah, it's still going sideways here near the close of yesterday. A little bit undecided, I think. This range here. You'd think it's most likely a bear flag, but I think if it goes sideways for a lot, it becomes more like 50-50, whether it's going to break down or break up. It could have a melt up here, where it just goes, I don't know, a little bit sideways and then something really bullish, and it just goes boop, 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 makes a new high. But yeah, I've become pretty good at noticing certain things in the Nikkei. Yeah, like despite the fact that it's just printed two bull bars, they're not really amazing bull bars, but they could have a decent leg up here. But what I've become somewhat decent at noticing here in the Nikkei is when the machines are selling, there is usually so much resistance above prior bar highs. Like any time it comes up, it just gets immediately knocked down. And there's a lot of trapping happening here of the bulls. Like they're getting trapped above things. And then after a decent move down, they start getting trapped on the higher time frames, like 5 minute. Like what just happened right this instant. Look at that. Look at this. Perfectly trapped. That has happened to me a couple of times now in the Nikkei. And I'm very wary of trying to trade reversals too early in the Nikkei. Like here. Look how the computers did this perfectly. Just enough to buy above there, above that bull bar, and then immediately down, and it's going to go down more. Yep. And that's why I've started selling below reversal attempts when it's in a bear trend. I just kind of adjusted my approach a little bit. Wow, so a decent sell-off here in the Nikkei. There was a setup here, a school run short on the 15-minute bar, selling below this bear bar. I think is probably not the worst idea in the world. But it's a huge pullback here on the 4-hour chart. A really big one. And the 1-hour bar, wow, just completely reversed everything that happened in the pre-market. Everything. Jeez. That is sick. And look at this. Look at how the market does this here. This is unbelievable. Look at this 1-hour bar. Look how it just goes a few ticks above the prior bar It looks like a huge bull bar. Like when you're looking at that, you think, I gotta buy, I gotta buy. And it just perfectly traps you above a prior bar high on the 60-minute bar in a bear trend, in an overall bear trend. So even on the 60-minute chart, bulls are getting trapped above things. On every single time frame, they're getting trapped above things. In the 4-hour bar, they got trapped above here, maybe. It's just, I think it's just overall the market is just selling off hard. Probably not going to stop this week, maybe. I don't know. I can't say. I really can't say. I'm not very good at predicting what's happening on the larger time frames. But yeah. Fuck, I wish I had the confidence to hold that position for a bit more. But no, important thing is I know why I took profit, which is I made a good risk reward trade. So absolutely sick here on the 5-minute chart. How, if I had sold below this reversal attempt, I'd already have made a 1-to-1 had I risked to above, just above that bar. So I'd already gotten a measured move down of this failed reversal attempt of this bear flag. So I definitely should have sold there. Every day is a learning experience for me. Maybe there's a target here now. On the 15-minute bar. I think it has pulled back about 50% of yesterday's range now, or more. But maybe this is the target now. Here, a measured move of this pre-market bar down, a failed breakout. But if I look at yesterday's range, it has already pulled back over 50% of yesterday's range. So a big, big sell-off, yeah. Maybe I should see what happens on this blue line if it gets down there, because it looks like it's accelerating down now. See if there's any strong profit taking there. Maybe trade a reversal. I don't know. Depends on what the price action does there. Put this on the other chart as well. Crazy, crazy, man. I love the Nikkei now. There's so much opportunity there. Like, the DAX does not trade like this. The DAX is a slow piece of crap. Look, it's already sold off 1.8% in a few bars. It moves very nicely, the Nikkei. I'm just going to be a bit patient here now and wait. Mm. Yeah, could have been making a lot of profit, but that's okay. Incredible sell-off here on the open. Really incredible sell-off. Just gotta take a bathroom break for a sec. I'm back. I did wash my hands. I did. Just considering potentially buying it here. Because I know that it's a measured move. Then I expect maybe a little bit of profit taking there. Oh, fuck off. So did I just miss out? If it comes there a second time, I will probably buy it, because the second attempt is usually gives more profit taking. Fuck off. Seriously? Fuck, that would have been great. Great scalp. This is what I try to explain to people who are not traders. If they ask me sometimes, some people kind of know a little bit, and they're like, oh, you're trading against computers, so it's really hard. You can't, win because it's a computer. But the thing about computers is their behavior is predictable because they're programmed a certain way. And you can see that programming when you know what you're looking for. Look at this perfect measured move down target, and you know what they're doing because they're programmed, and it makes their behavior predictable. Yeah, they're very fast, and they process very quickly, and they execute very quickly. And if you try to compete with them on processing speed and speed of execution, you're probably not going to win. But you can use their um, you can use their predictable behavior to your advantage, I think, in trading, because you know what they're doing. You know they're going to be taking some profit there, partial at least. Because they're programmed that way. So it went up 300 points just then. That's a pretty good scalp if you took that. More selling above prior bar high. Do I try for a long position here? I don't want to risk too much in a bear trend if I'm going long. I'll buy there. I'll only risk about 150 points. Okay. See if this quote-unquote profit-taking at a measured move turns into a major trend reversal of some kind, or if it just goes up a little bit more and then comes back down. I'm paying attention. think I'm willing to add a bit more risk here. I do sort of realize that it's very unlikely that the market doesn't come back and test a low somehow, but I'm hoping for a bit more sharper reversal, I guess. It's going up a little bit. I've closed it. The reason I closed it is because it's gone above this bear bar here. Um, and I thought maybe that's another place where bears could show up there again after a slightly bigger pullback in what is a bear trend. But I do think that these measured move targets, once you see them, they're very high probability reversal areas. I took a trade last week. It seemed a little bit crazy at the time. Okay, it was a crazy, crazy idea. It was, well, it wasn't that crazy because again on the, look at this. Okay, this high here that was made in Wednesday's session, midweek, a midweek sell-off. I thought possible midweek reversal. Okay, so there was a range here that was made on the open here, and I thought, okay, this is a bear flag, it's selling off more. What's the likely target? Okay, this is on a 60-minute chart. And I took what seemed like a crazy thing to do to me at the time. I took a long position at the measured move. I put a limit order there, and I took it in big size. I put $8 a point. $8 a point I put, and I put it there, and I had a little bit of drawdown as I got put in. It went down, it went down. I was like in $600-700 drawdown, and I was risking $1,500 like this. And the market started just took profit, and bulls started buying, and right into the close it went up, 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 and the trade made me $5,000. It was actually like 4,900 because it went into this trading range for an hour, and I took profit at 4,950. And then I thought I'll close it because the market is closing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for me. And then in the post market, the thing just fucking rocketed up. I could have made like, I don't know, a lot. But had I left my trade at break even, there was a point where I could have made like $30,000. Yeah, like 23. Oh my god, it went up so much. I could have made like fucking $30,000 had I just put my stop loss to break even and waited a day or two. And then on Friday, it just rocketed up on Friday to the moving average. I thought that at the time I thought maybe there's a chance it goes up to the moving average, like $30,000 I could have made. But I didn't have the confidence to hold for that long. I thought I made $5,000, risking 1.5, and I took profit. But it would have been very shocking if I had stayed in to watch it go to like $16,000, $18,000, and then come back and then go up again to like $20,000 profit, and then come back to almost nothing, and then go up again, and then come back, and then go up again to $30,000 profit. I don't think I could have taken that mentally. But yeah, I think these measured move targets are high probability reversal areas, and on the smaller time frame, I think they're good scalp areas, scalping reversals. Because again, like I said, the computers, they're very smart, and they're not smart, they're just programmed a certain way. And once you understand their behavior, how they're programmed, like here, that just makes sense. If you sell a failed breakout, you sell below that bar. It just makes perfect sense to take some profit there at a 1-to-1. Take some of your position off. At least partial profit. I think that makes it a high probability area to take a reversal scalp, or take partial profit yourself if you're short. But anyway, it's coming back down now. It's a low one short there. Below bear bar. Maybe computers did what I did. Took a long scalp and took profit quickly above that bear bar there, which I did. I expected some sellers could show up there potentially above that bear bar. Because when it's a strong bear trend, there's always sellers above everything in the Nikkei. On the 2-minute chart, on the 5-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart. It's just, they're adding to shorts or something. Oh, so I've taken 2 trades. Let's see what I'm up for the day. Not much, but it's something. About $700. That was my profit yesterday as well. What did I make yesterday? 232 plus 552 minus 4 plus 696 minus 666. About $800 I made yesterday. I think what I'm going to do now, it's been an hour. I've been looking at the chart for an hour now. I think what I might do is take a small 15-minute break and maybe go get a little bit of breakfast because I'm getting hungry. And then I'll come back and watch the market for a bit more until 12:30, until the break. Then the market stops for an hour. And then what I think I'll do is I'll come back for the um, for this bit for the bit of time, like at least half an hour after the break, because I found that stuff like this can happen. What happened yesterday? As soon as the break was over, the market had a big breakout, and where I saw that setup, that breakout setup yesterday, this one here, where I could have had a really good long position here, even like buying above this bar, or buying that bar, any bar. And the market went up for a lot of points here. It went up, I think, like 700. Yeah, like 750 points it went up. So I think there's a sort of a rush at the open to I think, I don't know how this works because I've never traded for an institution, but I think they have their orders from their clients, these big investment banks and whatnot who are trading this stuff. They have orders waiting, and then as soon as the market orders, they quickly, as soon as it opens, the stock market, they quickly try and execute all their orders, and a lot of crazy shit happens at the open. And I think it could be a similar thing after the break. There's people placing orders during the break because you can do that. It said here when I looked at Tokyo Stock Exchange, because they have this weird situation where they go on break and they're not allowed to trade. Yeah, so it's the Tokyo Stock Exchange. So it says here, okay, so it says morning session 2.5 hours, lunch break 1 hour, afternoon session. So here it says afternoon orders accepted. Uh, Morning orders accepted starting at 8 a.m. and then at 12:05 p.m. So that's like 25 minutes before the start of the afternoon session. The traders can put orders in, and I think as soon as the bell goes on the open of the afternoon session, you get these big moves, like the one that happened yesterday here. That was a really nice move, really great. Yeah, I think I'll stop for now, go get some food.